Pregnancy continues to be a major concern in Ghana, with a national prevalence of about 15.2%. Adolescents in Ghana aged 15 to 19 they've ever been pregnant. Contributing factors include lack of comprehensive sexuality education, socioeconomic challenges, cultural taboos, and limited access to youth-friendly the remaining hour. They'll tell me when they join me. Services. The Planned Parenthood Association of Ghana, PPAG, with the support of Organon, they have launched SMART, Social Media for Adolescent Reproductive Health Transformation Campaign, SMART. To use social media as a vehicle for providing adolescents with accessible, accurate, and engaging sexual and reproductive health information services. One of the means they are doing this is their innovative Yankasa Contact Center. Yankasa, let's talk, right? I have two amazing ladies here. They're going to be talking about the Yankasa Contact Center. I'm joined in the studio by Patience Ampoma. She is advocacy coordinator at PPAG. And also here, there's the first time I'm seeing this name, and we learn every day, Benny Kranos Apple. She is the project officer, PPAG. Thank you so much, Patience and Benny, for joining us here on The Morning Star. I hope you're well.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are well.
Are you fine?
Yeah, fine.
Yes, we are fine.
Like, you have not eaten. Have you had breakfast?
No, we have not.
Don't worry. Just water is fine. If you had some water, you'll be okay. How are you all doing now? Let me see if the energy has changed. How are you all doing?
Oh, we are good. We are
Fantastic.
good.
PPAG, what have you guys been up to in recent times? Who would take that? Advocacy.
Yeah,
Since you have been advocating, I'm sure.
Yes. For PPAG, we are a non-governmental organization. We work with and for young people.
Okay.
Yeah, and we also work with the vulnerable, the marginalized people in underserved areas, particularly when it comes to the sexual and reproductive health and rights. So that's the R that you missed.
Yeah.
Right. Sexual and reproductive health and rights. And our mandate is to ensure that people all over the country have access to sexual and reproductive health education, information, and services. At very convenient ways or in very convenient forms, in ways that are very accessible to them. People do not really have to stress to have anything when it comes to their sexual and reproductive health and rights. And on a daily basis, as I mentioned earlier, we do work with young people. And so we have a volunteer group, which is known as the Youth Action Movement. And we also have the adult volunteers as well, but most often it's the Youth Action Movement that are on the field doing a lot of outreaches for us. We work with government and we partner with other CSOs and stakeholders as well to make sure that we are pushing for policies, we are pushing for services, and we are pushing for the rights of young people, most especially women and girls, when it comes to reproductive health. So that is what PPAG is about.
Fantastic. You summarized it beautifully. But this morning we are talking about some of the smart innovations that you are putting in place to ensure that people get access to information, people are able to talk freely about some of the issues or concerns they have. You've termed it Yankasa, meaning let's talk, right?
Yeah. Let's
I don't know which of you would want to take it. Patients will take that, or
I'll
you
take
would.
that,
Okay, so why Yankasa in the first place? What informed the decision to name it Yankasa?
Okay, so Yankasa, as you said, means let's talk. Okay, it's welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interpreted in a language that is diversely or majorly spoken by most Ghanaians. So when you hear Yankasa, it means let's talk, come and let's talk, let's sit down, let's have a confidential conversation, let's talk about something that you have an issue with, especially when it comes to your sexual and reproductive health. Let's address it. Let's find ways of getting you the right services that you need. So basically, that is what Yankasa is. It's just supposed to welcome you to a place where you are free to talk to a service provider or a trusted person who will guide you and help you to get the services and the informations that you need. So during the COVID era, I realized that from Ghana statistics, there was a rise in teenage pregnancy.
Yes.
So PPAG decided, then what can we do? Since we are all home, like we are all battling COVID and everything, what can we do? How can we get the information out to people? How can we ensure that they get the right services at the comfort of their home as well? So then Yankasa came into the picture. So Yankasa is a digital contact center. It consists of trained health professionals and counselors, or basically agents that are available 12 hours 6 times in a week, and then 24 hours on WhatsApp to give young people information and direct them to accessible services all around them. So what they do at the center is that the agents are always online. If you need to talk to someone, you realize that you are in a dire situation, whether it comes to teenage pregnancy or issues concerning your sexual and reproductive health, and you are in a dire situation, you don't know how to talk to your teachers, your parents, and all that, and you want a stigma-free conversation, this is the medium for you. Come, it's confidential. Come and talk to the agent. All you have to do is dial the toll-free number 0800 20 20 10. I want to mention it again.
0800 20 20 10.
Yes. Or WhatsApp 0245 118 228.
Let's say that again.
Yeah, 0245 118 228. So once you reach out through this medium, you're able to engage an agent. They'll take you through the counseling that you needed. They'll give you the information, the education, and then if there's a need to refer you, we have PPAG facilities all over the country, as well as partner facilities like Ghana Health Service facilities that we refer young people to for the services that they need.
And patients, when I was going to ask about people in areas where they do not have access to internet, but I guess that's what the toll-free number is supposed to cure.
Yeah.
Okay. And did you notice, before this came up, did you notice that a lot more of the young people had really no one to speak to when they had some of these questions, nagging questions when it comes to sexual health and reproductive rights altogether? Is that what you noticed?
Yeah, because you realize that we live in a society, or we have a setting that is difficult to have conversations around sexual and reproductive health. Even for parents and their children, you realize that it's difficult for a parent to sit down their child to even talk about basic things like menstrual hygiene, not to even talk about things about sexual intercourse. So that is one underlying factor that we said, then why not? Let us create a safe space where young people can talk to people without having that interface. A face-to-face thing. Exactly. They should feel free, and they should be comfortable. Some people find it difficult to tell you about their personal life when they're looking at you in the face. But maybe when they do not have, the facial bits, they can sit and WhatsApp you. Yeah. Maybe if the WhatsApp is not okay, they can send a voice note. They can call. And one good thing about the Yankasa Contact Center is that all the agents there, they speak diverse languages.
Beautiful.
So because it's called Yankasa does not necessarily mean that you call and then you speak Chi. Yeah. You can speak English.
Any language,
Any language from Ghana. And I think one person speaks Yoruba.
Yeah, actually there are two Nigerian languages as well spoken.
Igbo and Yoruba.
Yes. So it's diverse in that aspect. So not necessarily like you being fluent in English, calling because maybe it's PPAG, so
Yeah.
any language as well. And the thing is that it's so diverse in the sense that we use a system that we receive the call. If it's able to transfer the call to any agent who will be able to speak the language
Okay.
the person understand, and you realize that when you come down to their language level, they are comfortable, and then
Okay.
they easily express their problems and their issue to you for them to be able to give them the necessary help that they need.
Okay, and most of the adolescents are in schools, right? And so, how are you collaborating with the schools to ensure that this service gets to the people that need it the most?
So what PPAG does is that we do a lot of collaboration with the Ghana Education Service,
Okay.
such that we are able to have permits to go into schools to have educations on reproductive health. So the Ghana Education Service has a scope on which around which what topics we can talk about when it
Okay.
comes to sexual and reproductive health, and that is what we do. We abide by their scope,
Okay.
at which we can talk about sexual and reproductive health. We go into areas of teenage pregnancy, we talk about menstrual health, and then we are very open and we make and very youth friendly, because that's very important. And we make sure that we are able to address these issues. And of course, they do not stay in the schools forever.
Forever, yeah.
When they come on vacation, they are always able to have access to their phones and call if there is the need for a much maybe lengthier conversation or a much deeper personal conversation.
And in terms of the digital approach, is there any challenge that you have encountered?
Okay, so I'll take that. So you did mention earlier that the smart can be using social media for
Yeah.
adolescent reproductive health transformation. So we are in an age, when Pat was speaking earlier, she did mention that some people are not comfortable talking to their parents or this
Yes.
thing. We are in an age where, because they are not comfortable to talking to their parents, they are getting their information from digital sources, and
Yes.
most of them are inaccurate, especially TikTok. Everyone is coming up with one way of doing this and one way of doing
and,
that.
It's scary.
and
It's
what it is
very
that
scary.
sometimes the confidence with which people spread misinformation, it's mind-boggling.
See, and I feel like we should address it in the sense that, let's say, for example, the person speaking, it worked for them. It doesn't necessarily mean that it works for you.
Yes.
We don't all take the same medication for. Sometimes that's why they are contraindications.
Yeah.
I may have a condition, may have maybe the same condition, but because there are contraindications that I may have, the same medication cannot apply to
Work for
me.
you.
But the confidence with which people spread misinformation is become big. So
Yes.
it's saying that everyone that listens or they hear, oh, I have to go and try it. Oh, they said I should do this, I should do that. Yeah, so there are challenges when it comes to using social media
Yeah.
approach, because there's still a lot of misinformation out
So
there.
do you have a handle on these social media platforms where you put out accurate information?
Yes. So across social media platform, you can go look for Yankasa,
Okay.
Yankasa_GH across Twitter, Instagram, Facebook,
Okay.
and PPAG Ghana too
Okay.
on the edge. And then we also have a YouTube channel where we have youth-friendly videos or information, like engaging animated information on sexual and reproductive health
Okay.
on PPAG's YouTube. That's PPAG Ghana on YouTube. When young people access it, because they are using YouTube, they are watching videos. Go on our page, PPAG Ghana on YouTube. You will see that there are fun animated videos and sexual. They address different topics. They address HIV. They address teenage pregnancy. They address safe sexual practices, puberty, menstruation, menstrual hygiene. Any issue that you feel like you are not confident or you to talk to someone about, or you don't have a lot of information, you wish to have more information so that you'll be able to pass the knowledge on to someone else.
Okay.
Please, you can get those information on our platforms.
Yeah. And also, just to add that is also in diverse languages.
Okay.
The videos are in English, Tree,
Dagbani, Ghana.
so that we
Yeah.
are making sure that we are reaching every young person. Language shouldn't be a barrier to
And also, it's also
information on your.
inclusive of sign language too. So
Yes,
reaching out to the
yes.
disability community as well.
That's
Yes.
inclusive. Well done.
Yes, yes. We are making sure that no one is
It's
being
left
left
behind.
behind,
yeah.
That's beautiful. And so, what are your expectations in terms of this, the long-term expectation in terms of this particular intervention that you have rolled out?
Yeah, so we are expecting that at the end of the day, we do not see teenage pregnancy. Like, that is the main
Ultimate goal.
That is the ultimate goal. No girl should get pregnant. as she's a teenager or even an adolescent, because now it's not just the teenagers that are getting pregnant. We have as young as 12 years getting pregnant. So now we do not even want to use the term teenage, but we tend to use the term adolescent pregnancy.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that no matter where you are, just do not get pregnant. We believe in women empowerment. We believe that the girl child also has a bright future.
True.
And if today the girl child gets pregnant when she is that young, not every girl child gets pregnant and has the opportunity to go back to school. Most of them do not get the opportunity to further their education. And if the child is the future and the child gets pregnant today, they realize that the future looks blurry.
All right. You want something else to add? You have something else to add,
So
Benny?
we want to see also the decrease in the percentage of teenage pregnancies that
Currently stands at 15.2, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Which in 2014 was at 14.2, rose up. It should rather go down.
Go down, that's
it
true.
means that we need to push for strategies that will address this in the community level, in the governmental level as well. So just as PPAG is doing through this campaign, we also want to encourage people in the community. If you see something, say something. Maybe a teenage girl or that is in a dire situation that needs help, call Yankasa. Or you realize that maybe my community, the young people in my community, they don't have access to this information. That is why the rate of teenage pregnancy is going high. Please call Yankasa or just email PPAG or just DM us on social media, and let's find a way of working together as a community, as a nation, to address these challenges and then put an end to teenage pregnancy.
All right, ladies, thank you so much. You want to add something else?
Yeah, and just as a final statement, PPAG has facilities across the country.
Okay.
And anytime you reach out to us that you want to have an information session, or you want us to come for an outreach in your school, in your community, we are always available to bring the information to your doorstep. All you need to do is to call.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining me this morning. Let me take my time. Patience Ampoma, Advocacy Coordinator, PPAG, and then also Benny Kranas, APO, Project Officer, PPAG. You have to take your time to mention her name. So thank you so much. Patience and Benny, wishing you a productive day and the rest of the week as well. All right, it's still the morning, Star Hill Star 103.5 FM. You're welcome. We'll go for another conversation